What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is how to make a sick bass line. This is one of my specialties. A lot of times guys call me into the studio just to lay down bass lines, and I'm going to show you some of my secrets today. Let's get into it.
We can make it real life, real life. Touching your side. Let's make it real life. We've been taking chances, you don't.
Okay, so we've got this bass line here, a nice simple chord progression. Just a 4-bar loop. 4, 1, 5, 6. Nothing wrong with a nice 4-chord loop. We don't need to add any more harmonies to this. We don't need to get crazy with modes or chromatic notes, as much as I love that. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to just spice it up, sticking to the scale. We're in C major, the people's key. That means just the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, no sharps, no flats, just the white keys on the piano. I'm going to show you tricks for how to spice up this bass line. Trick number 1, passing tones. If you guys saw my other video about how to embellish chord progression using passing tones, neighbor tones, suspensions, you will remember that a passing tone can fill in a space, okay? It's just moving by step to fill in a interval. Here we've got this bass line going from F down to C. We can spice that up with sticking into the scale, just using the regular C major members, so the white keys of the piano. We fill it in with an E and a D. Check it out. Okay, let's do the same here. C to G. Well, we'll fill that in with D, E, and F, right? Already we're getting a lot more character to this bass line. Here's another thing we could fill in if we wanted. A at the end of the loop to F at the beginning of the loop. Okay, let's fill that in with a G. So look how spicy our bass line got just using passing tones. I haven't even taught you guys all the other tricks yet. Let's undo that. What else can we do? One thing I love to do, guys, in pretty much any beat, any production in my bass lines is just using octaves. What's an octave? It's just when you go C to the next C or C to the C below. Okay, you just go to the same letter name, but you go up to the next one. That's an octave. You can do that to pretty much any note in your bass line. Let's do it to this C right here. So we're gonna hit this C, and then we're gonna hit the C an octave higher. Now this guy, I really wanna fill this in with some passing tones. So let's add in, to fill C to G, we're gonna go B and A. Okay, so we're using trick number 1, passing tones, and we're using trick number 2, octave leap. Check it out. I really like this passing tone we had in here, so let's get those in there. Okay, trick number 3, this is one of my favorites, and to be honest, I've never seen anybody talk about this before. It's something that happens in so much music, but I've just never seen somebody specifically talking about it, and it's what I call the 4th trick with your bass lines. Okay, what this is you have your note, you have your target note, let's say this A, and you go a 4th below that target note. And it pretty much always sounds good as long as you stay in the key, right? We're going to stay in the white notes with the C major collection. And so we have our A, we're going to keep the A as it is, but we're going to go before that A, we're going to go a fourth below. So a fourth below, you always have to count the note to count your intervals. It's kind of weird, but that's how it works. A, G, F, E. That's a fourth below. So we go down to E. Okay, this is the fourth trick. You have your target note of A, and you go a fourth below to leap into it, and it pretty much always sounds sick. Let's check it out. Here's our passing tones. Here's our octave leap. More passing tones. Here comes the fourth leap. Ooh. Here's the fourth leap. Okay. Let's spice up more stuff with the fourth leap. What about this C that we added? Remember, anything, even if it's like something you just added, you can then spice that up even further. There's no end to this, right? There's levels and levels and levels. So we just added this octave leap, but now this guy, now he's part of our bass line, and now he can be spiced up, even though he's new to this bass line. He just pulled up, guys. But we're gonna spice him up with the fourth leap, okay? We've got this C here. Let's go down a fourth. Okay, always start by counting the note itself. C, B, A, G. There's a fourth. There's our nice fourth leap. Check it out. Ooh, let's get another fourth leap in here. We have A. We already used E, but let's use it again. Okay, just a little dipsy doodle down to this fourth. Oh, let's get a passing tone in there. From the A down to the F. Okay. Passing note. Passing notes. Fourth leap, passing notes. Fourth leap, passing note. Okay, notice on the first beat of each bar, on beat 1, we're still hitting the same structural bass notes. Okay, we've got F here, then we got C, then we've got G, and then we have A. So we're still hitting the exact same chords. It's just we spice it up with all of this stuff. All these selected guys are spicy like a tamale. These guys, this guy, these guys, they're all adding that spice. Okay, the next trick is changing up the rhythm. Rhythm is about where things come, the timing of notes. So we have these notes, we love these notes, we cherish these notes, but let's change their timing to make it more interesting, okay? So we're gonna shift some things to the left, shift some things to the right. Okay, right off the bat, we have this pretty straightforward rhythm. Let's spice it up a little bit by having this E hit a little bit earlier, okay? Instead of hitting right on the beat, see it hits on beat 3. This is 1.3, that means bar 1, beat 3. We're gonna have it come halfway inside beat 2, okay? It's not landing right on the beat. That's called syncopation, when you have notes that are not right on the beat, and it usually makes something more interesting. Okay, let's do the same thing with this D. Let's have it come halfway inside this beat here. Okay, what else could we do? Let's have the C come earlier. You just have to kind of experiment, right? We can have this hit earlier as well. Okay, let's add a lower fourth to this G because this guy's really long and boring. A lower fourth, G, F, E, D, gets us to the fourth below. It's going to be D, so let's find D. There it is. and back to the G again. Now remember, this is really powerful that even your spicy notes, your new notes that you just added, they can also have these tricks applied to them, right? So we just added this octave leap up to this high C, and then we said, let's give that guy a lower fourth. We gave him a G. Now this is a leap of G to C. Why not fill that in with passing tones if we want to really go for that kind of Paul McCartney style bass action? We started like this, right? And we ended like this. Sheesh. So here's a bass line using the same chord progression, totally different result. This is more of a funk, maybe Marvin Gaye style bass line. Everything in here is using the tricks I taught you today. Let's look at what we have here. So we still have the same progression. 4, 1, 5, 6, right? Every beat one of each bar is still on the same harmony. But look at all the stuff we added. So here's our F in the bass being prolonged. We use a lower fourth down to that C. This guy is spiced up with this, which is just a lower fourth, G, right? Except that we moved it up an octave. Remember, you can always use octave leaps. So we took this guy up an octave just because it's a little smoother, but that's lower fourth embellishment to the C. Okay, here's another lower fourth to the C. So this whole bar is a C harmony. And then we use some passing tones, D, E, F to get up to the G. Nice repeated note, just spicing up the rhythm. And a nice passing tone, F, E, D, and then we go to the nice lower fourth to get to our target note of A. There's an E, lower fourth, springboarding up to the A. Another lower fourth, some nice passing tones, giving this guy his own lower fourth, and then it smoothly wraps us back around to the F again. Okay, so you use these principles over time. You won't have to think about it. You can be high out of your mind in the studio or however you like to work, and you'll be able to just lay it down no problem until you get to that point, like me, where frankly, without any sound, I already know exactly what I hear in my head, how I want it to sound, lay it down on the keyboard first time. That's what my lessons will teach you to do so that you are going to be like Neo in the Matrix when he sees the entire world in scale degrees and can see every melody as a number inside a scale. That's the secret. That's my method where you don't need to read music. The important thing is that you can get the result you want quickly, efficiently, musically, to make music you love and to accomplish your goals as a producer, songwriter, engineer, composer. EthanLeslie.com. Peace.